Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Multi Monday with Malt Liquor.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have quite the panel tonight. Lots of people in the basement. We have some folks, I think, that were trying to get into the basement, but it's full. It is a full night. So we'll try to rotate as many in and out as we can. But let's go ahead and get through this. First, I want to welcome Beer Man.
Hey.
I'm going to drop him down. We're going to bring up Ron to go through because Ron Terrio is in the basement. But we also have Miscellaneous.
What's up, everybody?
Michael Cormorant.
Hello, everybody.
Thomas Meadow, 211. And
What up?
John and Nelly. Now, a few others in the basement. We have Alex Beermaster, Whiskey Scout, and Thrash Metal Homebrew and Barbecue. So thank you to the chat for joining up. I want to say cheers to Clint Brook. He's in the UK. B Wizzle, hello. Cheers to you. Commerce Aussie, thank you for being here. And Ron Sutton as well. No malt liquor for him, but I'm sure he has.
Hams.
Thank you. And yes, everybody shows up for the malt liquor night. So cheers to Beerman in the chat as well. And we have Eye of Levi.
Hello.
And, good evening, my friends. Hello and welcome. So what I'm going to do real quick, and cheers to beer, barbecue, and baseball. I'm just going to go through and read what I could find on malt liquor, besides some really long stories about the rap industry and all that stuff. The best thing I could find was on Wikipedia. So let's just let me just read through some of the stuff real quick. Says the brewing and legal definitions. Malt liquor is typically a straught pale amber in color. While typical beer is made primarily from barley, water, and hops, malt liquor tends to make much greater use of inexpensive adjuncts such as corn, rice, or dextrose. Use of these adjuncts, along with the addition of special enzymes, results in a higher percentage of alcohol than average beer. Higher alcohol versions, sometimes called the high gravity or just HG, may contain high levels of fusel alcohols.
Damn.
Which gives off solvent or fuel-like aromas and flavors. The confusing and inconsistent use of the term malt liquor has to do with the vagaries of American alcoholic beverage regulations, which can vary from state to state. In some states, malt liquor refers to any alcoholic beverage made by fermenting grain and water. In these states, a non-alcoholic beer may also be called a non-alcoholic or non-intoxicating malt liquor. In some states, products labeled beer must fall between a certain alcohol content. Beers that exceed that mark must be labeled as malt liquor. All right. Little history. The term malt liquor is documented in England in 1690 as a general term encompassing both beer and ale. The first mention of the term in North America appears in a patent issued by the Canadian government on July 6, 1842, to one G. Riley, for an improved method of brewing ale, beer, porter, and other malt liquors, or malty liquors.
Yeah.
That names off a bunch of the malt liquor products. Advertising. Okay. So before we go into what it says here, I did also read, like, and if you see the thumbnail post for this video, that was kind of its first advertisement, which came around like the 50s, 60s, whatnot. It was actually first geared towards middle class to upper class white Americans and or folks. And what they ended up realizing was most of the demographic that was purchasing it was blacks and Hispanics. So the core market of malt liquor brewers in the United States has been the black and Hispanic populations. Brewers use of target marketing is in advertising malt liquor primarily to young inner city black males has been controversial due to the drink's higher alcohol content and the perceived vulnerability of the target audience. Brewers and advertisers have stated that they simply advertise to those who already buy their products. Critics have objected to the targeting of a segment of the population suffering disproportionately from alcohol-related disease and poor access to medical care. It goes on with the names of some of these beers to kind of show how alcoholic they were. The National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. We won't go into all that. Let's see. Let's go into the 40s. 40 ounce. After the introduction of the 40-ounce containers, which contain roughly the same amount of alcohol as 5 regular cocktails, 40s became a favorite high of many youth in the inner city areas. When American suburban youth adopted the habit of drinking malt liquor, drug counselors began to refer to 40s as liquid crack and date rape brew. So let's get our malt liquor on.
With that note.
All right, so Beer Man, like I said, I'm just going to drop you out. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Ron Terrio so he can present and go first. Terrio.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Welcome to Jay.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
What's going on?
I have this one. Good evening, everybody. I have this 6% Old English 800 malt liquor with the crowns, and the company says it has a crown because it's the king of malt liquor. This is an unusual bottle size, glass bottle, and it's an unusual size.
Wow. 18 ounce, huh?
Damn.
Yeah. So also, if you go to Texas and Mississippi, I think you can get this one, but we've never gotten it in Louisiana.
That's the 8%, right?
Yeah. All right, so the 8% is the regular ABV for the Canadian market. So when you buy this in Canada, it's 8%. If you buy it on the West Coast, if you go to a store there, it's 7.5%. And apparently it's always been the case there. So here we go. I know y'all have some exciting malt liquors. I noticed that Spaten Optimator, which I saw come into a store the other day, is still labeled malt liquor. Spaten Optimator 7.5, I think. Yeah. So it's gold and it's bubbly. Yeah, there's bubbles on the side because I was drinking beer out of this earlier.
Good man.
So it's not totally clean glass, but for that's all right. A lot of people are just going to drink it right out the bottle, you know, which they do with lots of beers, I guess. So, the ingredients for this beer, and never mind that. The ingredients for this beer is water, barley malt, hops, yeast, and hop extract. And corn syrup is the adjunct. Water, barley malt, corn syrup, yeast, and hop extract. And by the way, it's not high fructose corn syrup. They emphasize that at Molson Coors. Smells kind of grassy. Smells kind of sweet, like sweet bread. I don't mean sweet breads, like, you know, when people say sweet breads, but like a sweet bread. Okay, the taste. Cheers to you all.
Cheers, Jay.
Cheers to Jay.
This is no KML, you know, but Mike got some background mic problems.
So okay.
Eric probably heard that too. Well, it's corn, you know. Guess, you know, it's like corn products. Reminds me of grits. Prickly carbonation. There's some barley, which is like a bready note. It's kind of like if you're drinking blended whiskey, you'll get the grain whiskey, which is the corn, and you'll get the bread, which is the single malt barley, you know, malted barley. So they'll kind of interact together. The bitterness here is not a factor, really. There's a little bit of hop extract bitterness at the end to round it out. Grassy, I guess. The IBUs on this, I think, are 17. But you wouldn't. Oh, the calorie is 161. It's pretty crisp. It's a pretty crisp finish, and thankfully it wasn't skunked. In the clear bottle, you always have to wonder if that's going to happen. And the best buy date, by the way, is December 14th, 2020, and this is from the Albany, Georgia facility, which is the Miller division of Molson Coors, Albany, Georgia. Body's high medium, not heavy body, high medium. It's a pleasant beer. I mean, it would pair well with any kind of salty food, I guess. But probably, mostly, it would pair well with peanuts, salty peanuts, a pretzel, or other bar food like poor boy sandwich or Subway sandwich or whatever they call those, hero sandwiches. Maybe split pea soup with ham, softened up with some bread and butter. Popcorn, those kind of things. You could go on and on. But score I would give this, been drinking it since February 1996, not continuously. But if I was looking to drink a malt liquor, and I might be, this would be one I'd pick. I would score it about one more sip, then I'm out of here. I'll do my little promos, and then I'm going to listen to everybody else's reviews. Boy, it's charged. The carbonation is fiery on this thing. If you like prickly carbonation, this is going to be in your game plan. I think 92 is fair. A-. I mean, it's well done. If it's right on par with all the other macro. Some people say swill, but I don't know. That's just like, being negative. Yeah, it's fine. I like it.
Do you have any still left in that bottle so you can do a little bottle taste for a Buddy Havana 25?
Chug.
Nah.
Malt liquor, you heard me? What you know about that? You heard me? No.
Man,
What is you talking about? Now look.
I think it got him inebriated, folks. No.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow morning, early, like at 5:30, between 5:30 and 5:45 a.m., I'm going to do a rum taste challenge. I got a famous one, Cruzan, aged light rum, famous. And I got one that's not famous, Clubhouse, which is drunk in no clubhouse in America.
Yikes.
Not a country clubhouse, maybe at a clubhouse like,
Shreveport?
Yeah.
Cheers.
At Club Gemini, maybe. But anyway, it'll be interesting. And then Wednesday night, we have Wild Card Wednesday. And I made a joke about it last week, and somebody actually asked me earlier this week or late last week, so what can we bring for Wild Card Wednesday? I'm like, well, anything. But we do have a dedicated one, the first Wednesday in August, and that's going to be beers that pair well with seafood.
Damn. All right.
So thanks for letting me come on here, Bumpy Road Brewery, Jeffrey. And I'm going to be watching y'all. I'll be watching everybody, and I'm especially interested in that DKML. Whoa. Woo. Better you than me, boy.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I appreciate you coming on once again, Ron.
And when I say better, oh, you're welcome. And thank you. And when I say better you than me, I don't mean for flavor. The DKML is dynamite flavor, but that 14.2. Whoa. All right.
Cheers.
Hey, see you on
Cheers,
Wednesday.
Ron. See you
Cheers,
on
Ron.
Welcome Wednesday. Falling off.
I will try to make it to this wild card Wednesday. I got to help my mom move some furniture and stuff. So
All right.
I will try to be there. I'm going to go ahead and bring myself up, and we're going to bring Beer Man back into the mix.
Beer Man.
And Beer Man, you're not going yet though. Now you're way down there. I'm going to go around the circle here. So miscellaneous, you're next up.
Oh, jeez. All right. Follow that up. All right, guys. So what I got today is good old Colt 45 malt liquor. Comes in at a 8.5%. Doesn't really say nothing much on there. I think it's made by who makes this shit? Pabst, I think. Anyways, I got the can, so I am going to pour it in the glass. I'll drink the rest of them out of the can. A little perspective on things. There it is. Actually, looks pretty good. In my opinion, I got 2 finger heads, white, tight. It's like crystal clear. Anyways. Ooh. All right. So on the nose, it's kind of got a soury tin smell coming off of it. I don't know. That could subside. Never had Colt 45, so let's go for it. I'm glad I didn't get OE. Follow up that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Surprisingly, not bad. It's a little sweet, not overpowering. Do get a little like malty bread note in there. Obviously, no hop action. Drinkability is really good for an 8.5%. Not really big into these high gravity. They usually tend to be like really, really sweet. But it's pretty good. I'll have to sit back and see what'll come out of this thing. It's not too much, man. On the smells, maybe a little bit of some corn or a little adjuncty, but other than that, not too much. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Right. Next up, it looks like we got Michael Kormaroff.
Okay,
He's got a special one.
I am ready to do this one now. And there is your bottle, DKML from Founders. And they describe it as an imperial malt liquor aged in bourbon barrels, 14.2% and 38 IBUs. And this one was bottled on the 3rd of July, 3 years ago, in 2017. It's been in I've been saving it. So it's a 2017 one. As far as I know, it's discontinued. They just made it 1 year. So we are going to take a look at it. And this is what it looks like in the glass. It is an amber color, but it's very interesting because it's an amber color and it's kind of a little bit hazy. It's not completely clear. The head is off-white and sticking to the side. The lacing is really nice. And it looks like a nice beer. So let me get a nose on it.
Classic malt liquor right there.
Okay, the nose is all bourbon.
Yeah.
I can't smell anything else. It's just like, it's very similar. It's funny. It's not similar to your bourbon barrel-aged stouts, but it's similar in the fact that the bourbon is the lead nose that you're getting. It's malty as well, so I have to say that too. So you're getting the malt in the beer as well. But the bourbon is certainly the primary nose. And cheers, everybody. I will go in for my first sip.
Cheers, Mark.
Cheers, Michael.
Cheers.
Wow.
Cheers, Michael.
Okay. They have not covered the alcohol.
Nope. What I remember.
This tastes like 14.2%. I guess that's not all bad, but they have not tried to mask it, I don't think, and they have not succeeded if they were trying. If they were trying to mask it. This is very boozy.
Did you say mask? Uh-oh.
Let's see what other taste I'm getting besides the bourbon. The taste is mostly alcohol. Well, I guess the way I can describe it, most people here have had bourbon barrel-aged beers, so you'll understand what I'm saying. The only difference with this one is it doesn't have anything to countermand the bourbon. So what you're getting is a combination of that bourbon with kind of, it's like sticky. It's a little bit on the sticky side.
Yum.
The mouthfeel is heavy and thick and syrupy. Now, I still think it's well made, because I think that's what they're trying to do. I'll keep sipping on it. I will do it slowly because otherwise I won't finish. So I'm going to go very slow. I'll have a number for you shortly.
Awesome.
I'm also going to drink water.
Good.
Drink water in between. Very good. Thank you, Michael. Thomas Metal 75-211.
We are Thomas Metal 211 today. Definitely. Because we got the 24-ounce can of Steel Reserve 211. Now you get bananas pair well with malt liquors. Okay. Yeah, yikes. No thanks. I'm not putting a banana in that. So you get two versions. You get a 6% and an 8.1. I live in southeastern Massachusetts. In New England, we get the 8.1 version. And 211, it refers to the medieval symbol for steel, I guess. Yeah, there you go. This was canned on, it says it's the best buy date is June 15th, but is there really a best buy date on this thing to drink it before? So this is utilizing, we got 222 carbs. This must be per 12-ounce serving. 15 milligrams of cholesterol, 14.9 grams of carbs, and it's water, barley malt, corn syrup, yeast, and hop extract. And Molson Coors makes a point to tell you that it's not high fructose corn syrup, and quote unquote, this should not be present in the final product flavor of that corn syrup. So I'm going to pour some of this into the glass, and then we'll get to a tasting from the apparatus. So yeah, it kind of looks like that malt liquor, that Colt 45 high gravity that Miscellaneous was drinking. Maybe it's a darker shade. I don't know. It's kind of close. Lots of effervescence. I did have a beer or two beforehand with this glass, so it might not be the most clean right now. And it's got a bone white looking head. All right. Let's smell that. So I'm getting tons of that barley malt, tons of a sweet, grainy, papery, wet cellar cardboard smell. Yummy. Yes, banana, sure. That would be the fruity note. Yeah, I'm getting a really sharp, pungent aroma of some nail polish remover. Maybe it's not that bad, but it's a little bit on the alcohol side, is what I'm trying to say. So let's try it on that note. Cheers.
Cheers, Eric.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Was it slow brewed for exceptionally smooth flavor? When it's ice baby cold, it is an exceptionally smooth drink, I suppose. Yeah. Don't let it warm up. Yeah, it's got a somewhat of a sticky mouthfeel to it. It's very crisp. It's clean enough for what it is, but I'm still getting left with an oily, syrupy kind of a sweetness in the background. It kind of has a weird what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of a souring dry finish, if that makes any sense to people. And it's kind of on the buttery / banana side. Yeah. First malt liquor I've ever had. First beer that did the job back in college. Little boy, it was a 40. Let's see. I think the glass is way better. I get much more of that sweet alcoholic adjunct flavor in the can. So I guess the glass kind of works to aerate the beer, if you will, and let that kind of come out of the beer. All those adjuncty flavors. I mean, it's drinkable, but you want to drink it to the point where it doesn't get too warm. Otherwise, you're going to regret life real fast. I forget. It was like $1.29 or $20 or something. So not a bad price, but yeah, I'll reserve judgment until we get back around to me. I think y'all know where I'm going with this, but cheers for now.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now we have somebody who started off their YouTube life drinking malt liquor.
Beer man. No.
In fact, it was King Cobra.
That's correct. Malt liquor was actually really the first style beer that I really got into, because as a poor kid living with my parents trying to get through school, I couldn't afford any craft beer. So yes, you are correct, Bumpy. And I've got to go back to my roots here with the King Cobra glass bottle. That's right. It's not just malt liquor. It's premium malt liquor. Smooth taste, 6% alcohol. Interesting thing about this beer, a lot of people may not know this. It was introduced in 1984. It is an Anheuser-Busch InBev brand. It actually won medals at the Great American Beer Festival, including a bronze medal in 1989, 1991, and 1993. And then in 2004, it won a silver medal at the World Beer Cup. So this beer has some history. It's got some awards to back up what it's putting down. And I will start out with it in a glass to be respectable for Multi Monday, but I'm finishing this bad boy out of the glass bottle. So let's see if I can get this thing open. Had it many times over the years. Let's pour it in a fancy glass, shall we?
A snifter.
Because after all, like Bumpy mentioned earlier, this type of product was originally introduced to appeal to the more highfalutin pinkies out type people.
Oh shit!
So very nice. I mean, it would have poured with a larger head if I had a bigger glass, but this is just like a small 8-ounce serving tulip glass, about a half finger's worth of head. Very golden, deep gold color, lots of streaming bubbles going up the glass. When I hold it up to the light, honestly, it just looks like champagne. Very malt forward on the aroma. The clear glass bottle, not getting any skunky notes, which is nice. Although I've said this before and I'll say it again, if you do get a clear glass bottle and it's skunked, pour it in a glass, wait a minute, and the skunk will go away.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable aroma, definitely malt forward, maybe a touch of hop character as well, kind of like a grassy hop note, but definitely more malty, sweet aromas. Not getting any fruity notes, any banana notes, or any fruity esters with this one. It just smells like a good, classic malt-forward beer with a touch of grassy hop notes. All right, I'm dying to get into it. First beer of the night. Just got home. Had quite the day. And
Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Cheers, John.
Cheers.
All right, very nice. Effervescent. Highly charged, nice carbonation. I liked Ron Ontario's terminology earlier. Highly, highly charged beer. Lots of fine, prickly carbonation. Nice malt-forward presentation. Some slight caramel. Nice and bready white bread notes all the way throughout. A little bit of a grassy hop bite on the finish to kind of balance it out a little bit, but it's definitely more heavy on the malt side. The body is relatively light at 6%. No alcohol presence whatsoever. You get down to 40 of these, no problem. I see why people brown bag this sucker under the bridge. It is delightful. I would highly recommend it. it's just an enjoyable beer. I like the high gravity stuff as well. I know some of you guys have the Hurricane high gravity. Miscellaneous has the Colt 45 high gravity. Those are good as well, but you really have to drink those ice cold for them to be enjoyable. And as they warm, they deteriorate. I don't find that to be the case with the Mickey's, the King Cobra, the standard Old English, and the standard Colt 45. I find that as they warm, they kind of develop a little bit more. Obviously, you don't want to drink them room temperature, but they kind of hold up a little bit better to less than freezing temperatures. Good malt character, not boozy, and just overall very enjoyable beers, especially considering the price point. You're looking at, I think I paid $2 for this big old glass bottle, which is a really good deal. Sometimes you find them on special, even cheaper than that. I've seen 40 ounces on sale for like $1.19. So it just really depends on where you go. A lot of the gas stations mark these suckers way down. But anyway, I digress. An excellent, well, a very good malt liquor. I'll give you a rating in a little bit, but I'm very, very pleased with it. And it's a great first beer after a long, hot day. So cheers, guys.
Nice.
Cheers.
Cheers, John. Thank you very much. All right, Beer Man. I am actually going to go over to you now. Congratulations.
Welcome
All
to
right.
the party, man.
Man on this TV
Hey,
screen.
thanks, man. Oh, I got some. Anyone want my fingerprint?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, sorry. It's not clearing up here.
It looks like you brought the
There you
same
go.
thing as
Oh,
me.
there you go.
There we go. All right. So I got I got a big one here. I got the Anheuser-Busch. They're out of St. Louis, Missouri. Malt liquor, Hurricane. It's a big one. 25 fluid ounce, high gravity, 8.1% ABV. I didn't get any bitterness units or anything like that, but it's huge. And I don't drink these regularly. There's
Huge.
no date or anything, but let's go ahead. I'm just gonna get a pint and pour it in, and cheers. All right.
Cheers.
Hey, Bumpy, thank you for letting me on. Appreciate it. It's always fun.
You're welcome. Even though I booted you like way down from where you were.
Yeah, all right, dude.
Wow.
Wow, this thing got heady. So this is a three-finger head. Wasn't looking at the pour when I poured it. Let's go for this the nose here. It's not moving. It's definitely has a adjunct corn-like thing going on, with maybe like a cracker Pilsner malt or something like that. Kind of that bready cracker. And then you get a sweet floral, kind of spicy in the nose.
Well, what?
Sweet, spicy floral.
That sounds like a good beer. What?
Yeah, it doesn't smell too bad. It's a white, real frothy head. It's keeping it. The retention seems to be all right. It's a golden, kind of a deep, rich, almost like a honey color, actually, or even a light amber color in my light. It's effervescent. It's a medium fast rising bubble. It's kind of just, well, it's fast. It's fast rising bubble. It's effervescent. It's clear. It's brilliant. It's a real pretty beer. Let's go for the taste. Cheers.
Cheers, Beer Man.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Right away, I get kind of a banana, bready banana. Kind of a smooth but very like earthy bitter, right on the tongue and palate, right in the middle of the tongue and palate, and then it starts to dry off into like a chalky dryness. It's kind of a medium fast rising bubble, a medium fast kind of finish. It's not. It kind of takes care of it real quick. Let's say a medium finish. Lacing's already kind of. Looks pretty, but it hits you right in the center and then kind of dries off after that and gets chalky on the side of the tongue. And on the cheeks. Banana is a very dominant flavor feature in this beer. It's dry too, so it kind of dries off the sweetness. That sweet isn't really coming out and biting you. I've had some of these. Had one before, actually. Let's say, and that thing, it was like a few weeks ago, and it was terrible. It was so sweet, and I was like, but this is more dry. It's actually pretty tolerable. I'm all right with this. Yeah, cool. I'm done. Y'all, I'll tally up my score and figure it out. But thank you. Right on. Cheers.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Thank you, Beer Man. Okay. Well, I'm going to bring us all back because I got to look down to see what I got in the basement here to see who I've got to remove. And bring up the next three before Whiskey Scout goes to sleep. He might actually be sleeping.
Malt liquor.
So let's see. I'm gonna take out who was the last bottom row.
That's good.
So you guys, you haven't given your scores or anything yet. So just stay tight. Bring up these other three. They'll go through, and then we'll rotate in. Okay. Did I bring up the wrong person?
Miscellaneous.
Sorry, miscellaneous.
Yes. Okay.
I don't know.
It's a little bit different from. All right, I'm gonna try to wake up Whiskey Scout there.
Robert.
We're here.
Oh, my truck's in the ditch. My truck's in the ditch about 2 miles back up the road. Oh, I'm gonna need somebody to give me a pull out. I know there ain't no curve, but there was mysteriously a curve there when I was coming here. What?
You driving a 40?
Very nice. I like it.
Hi, Brian.
What's up, Michael?
Alex, you are next up to present your malt liquor. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it, my
He's
friend.
ready.
All right. Well, today I'm reviewing Carlsberg Premium Elephant Pilsner. It's also it is a 7.2 by volume. I can tell you this, it's not sweet, that's for sure. But because I've drank a couple already, but I'm going to put this in the glass now. Because malt liquors, even though the first malt liquor I ever drank was Old English 800. You know, it is what it is, but let's see what this is all about. Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh, yeah, nice pour, man.
Thank you. All right. All right.
Every last drop, right, Alex?
Oh yeah, 3-finger head, 2-finger head. Nice and clear, that's for sure. You can see the bubbles go up. Nice frothy head. Kind of looks like a malt liquor, but kind of. I like that. Let's see what the smell like. This does not smell like a malt liquor because obviously it's a Pilsner. Smells like a Pilsner. There's no sweetness to it, that's for sure. Smells a little bit of maybe bitter. Maybe it's just made up. So let's see what this tastes like, shall we? Cheers.
Alex.
Cheers. Cheers.
The smell, the taste, perfect match. First thing you taste is like bitterness. I still like it's not real bitter, but it's a little bitter. A little dryness on the tongue as it goes down the throat, but I still like it. I'll still get it again. So hard to mask what I'm tasting here. I'm trying to figure that out. Yeah, it's a little bit of bitterness, just a little bit of sweetness, just a little bit, but a lot more dryness and a little bit more bitterness than a malt liquor. So yeah, I think the guy said it was a malt liquor, but I know better that a malt liquor, even though I've only drank one malt liquor, I know for a fact that malt liquors are very sweet because I drink an Old English 800, and that was a very sweet beer. And I like Old English 800, even though I only drank that once.
It's a staple.
So I like this beer. Like I said, a little bit of bitterness, just a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of dryness on the as it goes down the throat. It is very tasty, though. I would get this again. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to figure it out. Normally, I go right off the bat, and I know what I'm talking about, but I like it so far. I like it. I really do, Bumpy. You should try this. This is a very good beer, Bumpy, if you can get it. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I can get the regular Carlsberg. I haven't seen the elephant, but I'll look for it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that's why this is called Carlsberg Elephant Pilsner, Premium Pilsner, because this is the kind of like a high gravity version. Okay. All right. I just figured that out. Thank you, Bumpy.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm gonna give my score because
You're gonna give it now, or you're gonna give it later?
because I might have to do the thing at 9 o'clock, which
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You can give your score and shout out the stuff you have coming up too.
Yes, I will, my brother. I'm gonna give this. Even though I don't like the bitterness, I'll still get it again because I still like the flavor and all that good stuff. I am a little unique, a little weird, obviously. But I'm going to give this, since it has a great taste, a 91, 92, just like I did. Wait a minute. I think I did a 90 and 91 or something like that on my channel. So I'm going to just keep it that way because I think it's good, and I would get it again. And I have one more to drink with Alan. So it's good that I'm drinking with you guys. So, yeah, I like this. So, Bumpy, if once you get this, maybe I'll get it again and we can review this on your channel again or on my channel whenever you want to do it. I just love doing it.
I haven't seen it, but I
Yeah.
haven't been looking for it either. So,
I mean, if you can't find this one, we can always do the main one, and then when you do find the high gravity one, then we can do that.
yeah,
So, we will. So, what I'm going to be doing this Friday I will be doing what's it called? Wild Card Friday, because I just like to do my wild cards, and that's going to be that at 8 o'clock.
all right, very good. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time on Alex the Beer Master's channel. Food Fridays, and this Friday is Wild Cards.
Yeah, and most of the people that you see on the panel now are some of the people that you see on my channel. Bumpy Road. Michael hasn't been on my Food Fridays yet, but
Alex,
Robert.
you never know.
Right, you never know. It all depends on how busy you are, my brother. I get what you're putting down. So thank you, Bumpy, for letting me join. And before I sign off, I do want to plug that I hope we can do milkshake IPAs next Monday because I think that would be good.
All right. We'll try to put that into the poll.
I appreciate that, my brother.
You're in
All
there.
right.
Your vote's in there.
So, cheers, Alex. Thank you for coming on Multi Monday, and I hope you have fun over there with Alan.
Yes, I will, but it's not going to happen until 8 o'clock, until 9 o'clock, and that's only
Right. So yeah, another 15 minutes.
15 minutes. We're going to be here for a while.
Yeah. So you don't want to hang out here for a few minutes, do you?
Oh no, you're just gonna have to hang out in the basement, though. Just
Oh.
kidding. Oh no, actually, no, you are. I'm gonna bring somebody else back up.
Oh,
But thank you for joining, and I said maybe we'll catch you over at Allen's.
all right.
Whenever this show ends.
All right. I'll see you guys later then. Appreciate
All
you.
right.
And
Thank
you.
you, Alex.
Anytime. Peace out. See you all later. All
right. Cheers. And
Who's coming?
Hey, no, I don't want no Miller High Life. That formaldehyde tasting shit. Oh, I'll get my Miller right here. In the 40 ounce from Mickey's, 5.6% alcohol by volume. Ooh, let's see.
That's how you do it.
Ah, it's a spot, boys. By God, it's some good shit. And it's an Alex pour, too. Damn. Man, that's the best use of a Hams product I've ever
shit.
seen. I've never seen a better use. I found this out behind the bar the other day. It was free. I smell corn adjunct. Lots of corn sweetness. There's a touch of metallic note in there too, I think. Let's get a little bit too warm though, because it's taking too long, and my thermal protector didn't work so good.
Goes down easy.
For 5.6% alcohol by volume, it's the best Miller product ever made. But it's great for a hot summer day after you've been mowing. I love these things. I have to be really honest. Usually I don't do the 40 ounce. It's usually the little bottles. But it's good shit. Even my daddy likes it. There is a little bready note to it. There's a slight bit of skunkiness here and there, but you know it really works in this product. Kind of expected a little bit. That's about it, really. I'm sorry. I'm much else there, man. Other than I like it, it's good. Come back around, I'll give you my score if I don't fall asleep first.
Cheers, bud.
That's the way it's meant to be drank. By God. That's my Uncle Joe, by the way. He's a real person, and he really put his truck in the ditch. And I really pulled his ass out. As he was walking down the road with a 40 ounce of Mickey.
40 ounce of Mickey's in his
That
hand.
ain't no lie, but it was already there. And I think he was. All right. It's brief and quick, and ain't much else to say.
Very good.
Off of me. I can entertain further if you'd like, but you probably don't want me to.
Oh, very good. Let me bring up. I'll bring Bear Man back in for right now. We're gonna go big up on Thrash.
High five, man.
Hey, man. Where's it at? Okay.
Cheers, all. So, a few of these came up today, which is kind of cool. It's been out of the refrigerator for a little bit. It's starting to warm up, and I've had this a million freaking times. And when you let this warm up, it's shit. Pop her open. You can't deny the taste, right? That malt liquor face. So I'll pour it up just a little bit so we can take a look at it. It's highly effervescent. As you can tell, if you can look through the things, you can see it going there. White head, nice loose and tight bubbles in there. Very rocky. Nice. Very cool. Yellow honey color, I won't go into too many adjectives on this thing. Everybody's had steel to 8.1%. I used to get these. I'd buy like 3 of them, and I would get home. This is back when I was, in my 30s and 40s, and you'd had a really rough day, and you'd down one of them, and then start sipping on another one. You finish that one. By the time you got to the third one, the night was almost done for you, and you've only been home an hour. So, yeah, it's got it smells like a can. One. It's just got that adjuncty malt liquor, just high gravity, high alcohol on the nose and the mouth. You open up your mouth, you can feel it fly off your tongue. This beer, if you haven't had it, get it. I mean, cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Right.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, Thrash. And I guess that leaves me for right now. And we go through our scores and stuff. So here I am. I have the same beer that Beer Man brought, the Hurricane High Gravity 25-ounce can. Already opened it. Had some already, a little glass. Figured this to be a long night. Figured that this one would bring in a bit of a crowd. It seems to be popular. It says high gravity, or Hurricane High Gravity. Category 5 is the world's most powerful hurricane. Hurricane High Gravity brings you an equally bold experience. So let's just pour some in here. And it's going to look just like Beer Man's. It's going to have that kind of mid-range gold coloration, nice white tight bubbled head, very, very clear. It's got, some fruity aromas. Mine seems to be a little bit more on the apple side. It's probably like 90-something degrees in here, so this is probably, I'm going to say 74 degrees right now. It's been sitting out.
You're used to that. You drink them warm beers.
Yeah, pick up on a little bit of a maltiness, slight bit of like a cardboard oxidation. It's probably just because it's warmed up. A little bit of bready notes. And I can't really say whether it's corn or rice. I don't know. I can't really smell the adjunct, but
it's corny rice.
First big cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got quite a bit of almost a green apple. Not quite as tart and bitter, but that's kind of the fruit aroma coming up through. Probably more as it warms. If it was colder, like Anelli was saying earlier, these are ones you probably want to drink ice cold. A little bit of that kind of cardboard, a little bit of a white bread note coming through. Not bad. At 8.1%, and when they talk about like high alcohol content and stuff like that, really, I've tasted quite a few craft beers that have had more of an alcoholic flavor note coming through. It's kind of well hidden, actually. Just a little bite of an alcohol note in there. Seems to be almost a medium body feel. The mid-range carbonation. But really, really not bad. But let's go ahead and
Go ahead and put that whole thing down, Bumpy. Show them how it's done. Chug, chug, chug.
Chug, chug, chug.
And we know who's having heartburn tonight.
all right. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Like a fucking boss.
All right. So that was that. It's done. Can is gone. I have to say that those the Hurricane a lot better than the 211. I cannot drink 211 ever again. There's a
Really don't
story
like
that
it
goes
myself.
back.
It's
Yeah,
too sweet.
I had a night of 211 right after drinking a bunch of snake bites. So it was cider mixed with what were we doing? It was either
Thank you for
IPAs
my
or we were
putting your
using Guinness
face.
or something. It was either it was apple cider and I think it was hard cider and I think Guinness or something like that. So then I went to the Steel Reserve 211, and then that ended up going into the fan and back into my face later on that night. So
Oh, I
stayed
did
away
see
from the
that.
211.
That was awesome. I remember you shared that video with us.
Yeah. So if we can go ahead and go through our scores, talk about anything that you have coming up on your channel in life that you feel like sharing. Actually, what I'll also do right now, because I never posted it, if there are any malt liquor drinkers that have a malt liquor that want to come up and show us how it's done, I am going to leave the link right now in the chat. So feel free to pop in.
Oh boy.
Who's up in here?
You know,
That must be
I might go get me
that
some
must
more of
be
these
Eric. Okay, he
Colt
changed his name. I
45s.
was wondering who's in the basement. So let's roll with. Let's just go with Michael Cornroth first. We'll go around this way, and then I'll bring up.
When I was first drinking mine, the alcohol level was really high, and it was it's still, like I said, it was still a quality malt liquor, but it was probably started out in the A- range. Now, as it gets warmer, it's getting better. So what's happened is the alcohol level has gone down as it starts to warm, which is interesting. So, we've been we're at 57, and I did it at the beginning of the show. I was like the second person to go, or the third person to go. So it has gone up in my estimation. I'm going to give it a 94.
Hot damn.
94. Very good.
Well, Brian, if this ever is available again, this is one that you would like.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just recommending it
I'll
because
keep my
no problem.
eyes open for
done
that.
a good job with the bourbon barreling on it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Still boozy though.
That's the first time I saw it. That's the first time I even seen the bottle.
I heard that got brought up today in the
telling you
chat
it's not
somewhere.
boozy, but what's happened is the booze has leveled off now, and I'm getting some other notes in it. I'm getting maltiness, and it's settling out a little bit.
Cool.
It's still very pleasant. It's not warm yet. It still has a little cold to it, but it's very smooth. Goes down pretty easy, and I'm a bourbon barrel kind of guy myself, so I like it.
Michael, you were born in a barrel.
Maybe.
Yes. Now we do have somebody that just popped into the basement. So before we go any farther with our scoring, Michael, you don't mind if I bump you in the basement for a second?
No problem.
All right.
BuMpY's got a certain way
So-
of
What's it gonna be?
drum roll.
Hopefully everybody knows this gentleman down here that I'm about to bring up, and he is very intelligent, knows his stuff with history and beer.
Uh-oh.
It's none other than William Kepley.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
What's up?
And
How you doing?
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm really disgusted to see the malt liquor shaming on here tonight. It's really unfortunate. The Whiskey Scout, come on, you're better than that. You ride a motorcycle. I mean, really. I just had to come on here and try to restore a little bit of respect for this off-my-line beer style. So tonight, I brought a Country Club malt liquor.
Nice.
there you go.
Originally marketed to the upscale white suburban class in the 1950s. I mean, I can envision June Cleaver serving this to Ward Cleaver on Leave It to Beaver after he comes home from work that day. This was pure white America, suburbia, late mid-50s. A far cry from what it later became as a part of the rap music phenomenon scene. Malt liquor has a fascinating history. It's actually a lot more interesting than the beer itself. But I thought I would bring this one tonight and drink it. And like I said, try to maybe add a little bit of decorum or respect for this off-the-line beer style. So without further ado, I will pour the Country Club malt liquor. Currently a Pabst brand, one of their hidden brands among many, but it's contract brewed by Molson Coors. So you know it's going to be, you might not like it, but there will be quality there, consistency, and the exacting brewing standards. So here's the familiar crack sound. I thought I'd use a goblet style glass to add to the class of this beer. So here it is. Nice rich golden color, about a middle finger head, a lot of streaming carbonation. This was often marketed in the 50s and 60s as a alternative to champagne. So it's not surprising that the color and the lively carbonation, and I mean, it looks like a beer, just your regular RAB, regular ass beer.
I like that.
Yeah.
On the nose, definitely get the adjunct sweetness. The malt combined with the fermentables, they have to use a lot of extra fermentables in these to boost the alcohol volume up without also keeping a thin, light mouthfeel for drinkers who like the adjunct lagers. So they're doing a little bit of a dancing act here to try to keep it within what this style is. And they also use a lot of hardy yeast. The yeast eats the fermentable sugars to boost the alcohol. So and that yeast in this often gives the quality of a little bit of a fruitiness, a little bit of a wine note, which adds to the champagne connection I recently made. So if you're getting a little bit of fruitiness in these, it's probably coming from the yeast strain that they use, which is a very healthy, stronger yeast than you would use in a lot of other styles of beer. So without further ado, cheers on a Monday night. Cheers for malt liquor.
Cheers, William.
Cheers, William.
Cheers.
On a hot North Carolina evening, this actually doesn't taste very bad. It tastes pretty damn good, really. Hit up front initially with that sweetness, the combination of the malts and the other fermentable grains. Just enough of the hops to add a little balance. That's one way they cut costs on these, is they scale back the malt and the hops and use a lot of fermentables. That's the reason you can get a 6 or 12 pack of these cheaper than you can a lot of the adjunct lagers. It's because of but actually there is a patent on this beer style. It was in 1948, a brewery. Around the time of the Country Club it was the first nationally, I guess call it the OG original gangster for malt liquor. The fact that it was the first nationally distributed, the first nationally successful malt liquor on the market. And so it is I guess really it's a sub-style of the emergent adjunct lager. It's in that lager family, but there is actually a patent for it. It was in 1948, which explains the differences between the way they brew this and they do some of the other lagers. So I'll take another sip and
yeah, it's something I got taught a lesson tonight. That was awesome.
these beers are like you either like them or you don't. For an outlier occasional, I like them. I'm not expecting anything other than what they are. But for, I sort of have a sweet tooth. And so the sweetness of it doesn't bother me. And if you drink adjunct lagers, which I do on a regular basis, I mean, I could drink one minute, I could drink a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA, and the next minute drink a Carling Black Label. I'm just an, I guess I'm an all-inclusive beer drinker in that regard. But with this, for the style, I think it's among the better ones. It avoids a lot of the pitfalls these beers have. It's not cloyingly sweet. There are no off flavors. And this, there's not even a lot of the fruitiness to it. What you're getting is the malt, the graininess, in a straightforward, it's a one-note beer. What you're getting is pretty good. And I like the fact that this is brewed by Molson Coors, because you know it's going to be brewed. It's going to be consistency and quality, the exacting standards they use. So that's another, I think, a little feather in its cap. But like I say, you know, for what it is, it's fine. I don't disparage them, you know, and I don't praise them. You know, it's malt liquor after all. But I think it's pretty good, and I'll go back to the panel. And thanks for inviting me tonight, BuMpy.
Oh no, thanks for popping in. It's good to see you again. Been missing you on your channel. Been waiting for the bracket stuff to start up again. So hopefully that can soon, and we can get moving.
I'm glad to get back into it. I enjoy it. You know, with my health situation, I have good days and bad. It's sort of a roller coaster ride for me. But I'm still here. And when I get on here, I enjoy it. I enjoy the company. You're a great bunch of guys, and I was glad to step on here tonight. John and Neely actually had contacted me asking how I was doing. I said, well, maybe, you know, I saw that malt liquor was the topic tonight. Some of the recent beers, because of the availability of beers during the pandemic, or unavailability, I should say, I haven't been able to get some of the more esoteric style of beers that you've had featured on your Malty Mondays. But this one, I said, well, I got Country Club in the fridge, so I may hop in here, you know. And after that disgraceful comedic act by Whiskey Scout, I'm still disappointed in him. Really, I'm just, you know, from the trauma that I may need psychiatric care. I don't know. But, like I just had to get on here and restore a measure of decorum, a measure of respect for this much maligned beer style. And the fact you ride, like I said, they should strip him of his motorcycle license right now.
Oh, hell no.
He's not cool enough to ride a motorcycle.
Nightmares for tonight.
After that,
Oh, hell no.
that disgraceful Saturday Night Live caricature style of, I'm really disappointed. But I'll get over it. I mean, after all, I had cancer. It can't be that bad.
It was just cutting up a little.
But thanks again. And for style,
I'm celebrating your shirt, your hat, William. I'm celebrating your hat. You got
okay. On. Okay. And I'll give my score when you come around to the rest of the guys.
Okay. So I'll put you back down in the basement. Thank you for joining up, Willie, and we'll be looking forward to your score. I got to bring up a few guys. We'll let Miscellaneous go next on the score. So Miscellaneous, you can go ahead and start talking about your...
Whiskey Scout.
Yeah, we'll skip Whiskey Scout.
Yeah, right. His score don't matter now.
All right. So the Colt 45, the high gravity 8.5% malt liquor, really not that bad, to be honest with you. I've had my fair share of malt liquors in the day, and it's pretty good, man. It's not real sweet. It's not doesn't have that. I really don't like 211. I'm not gonna sit up here and bash them, but don't really prefer that stuff. I was getting banana notes got brought up after it settled in the glass and I warmed up slightly. I was getting banana notes, dead ass on the money. Like it was very predominant. It's good, man. I like it for what I think I paid $5 for a 4-pack. Can't argue. So one of the better tasting ones in my opinion. So I'll score it at I don't know. Never scored a malt liquor, huh? It's kind of like putting a hat on a silk hat on a pig. Huh?
Putting a hard hat on in a news.
A hard hat on a
But I don't know. I'll go with the 93, man. It was really good. I mean,
Ooh. Wow.
it's not as good as Mickey's. I like Mickey's better. But this, if I saw this and they didn't have Mickey's and all I had to get was 211, I would be getting the Colt 45 again. So, cheers, boys.
Oof. Jesus, sorry. Hi, Whiskey Skill.
Me next.
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm going to give Mickey's a 90. And to be fair, I like Mickey's Big Mouth. I really do. It's one of my favorite hot day, cold out of the fridge. It's really good. I do like it that way. And that's not an exaggeration there. I've had Old English Shea Hunter. I've had Steel Reserve, I've had several of them, Camo, and Mickey's is the best. Now, Mickey's is a lower ABV than those all are, so it makes it a little bit more enjoyable. But 90 out of 100 is what I give it, and it's just a sweet malt liquor. I mean, there's really not a lot to say about it. I mean, I get a little bit of skunkiness, a little bit of a metallic flavor, but mostly it's all just corn adjunct sweetness, and it's good.
Yeah,
True that. What you say, Thrash Metal, about your Steel Reserve 211?
What do I think about it? I think
shit, right?
I think they should try it at least once. You know,
sorry.
William Kepley came on here and he schooled us a little bit because back in the day, that was the thing, and it's turned into 180 degrees from what it used to be. I don't mind it. I don't mind drinking it every once in a while, but it's not my style. I like to have. I don't like to have to fight through the alcohol. You know, the maltiness is there. I love the malts and stuff. It's just that it's just overbearing on a lot of levels. You know, from the standpoint of malts, one, alcohol, two, just everything that goes with it. I'm not putting it down whatsoever. This is a beer that a lot of people like, and if you like it, that's great. I like it. I don't love it. The score I'm going to give it is an 80. It's not. I'd rather
about
have,
right to me.
I'd rather have a Hams.
Probably. I've never had Hams. I would like a Hams about now.
Brian, it sounds like you would enjoy just the more standard malt liquors, not the high gravity stuff. Something like, you know,
we can't
6%.
have anybody putting malt liquor down.
Yeah.
I pushed real hard for this, guys.
No, I gotta bring Thrash back up so he can actually shout out his channel, and then right after Thrash, then we are going to Beer Man.
Beer Man.
Oops, I had to remove myself first.
Bye. All right, Thrash.
I don't have a problem with the malt liquor. That's the thing, BuMpy. That's not the issue. The issue is my my taste. You know, I'm not like I'm like snobby or anything. You know, I come from the ditch as well. It's just if you want to drink something quickly and catch a big ass buzz off of it, and I mean that's okay. I mean a lot of people love that type of beer. They like high gravity beers and stuff. I like to drink a lot of beer, but with this, it's not sessionable at all. You have one of these, it's going to be some time before you have another one of them. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're going to get knocked out by the end of the freaking night. You know?
Yeah.
So
even more sessionable.
Not a lot going on right now. I'm still doing some editing and stuff, but more videos will be coming out all across the board on everything I do. So just keep an eye out for it. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and jump on there and hit that subscribe button. Help me out. I'm trying to get up to 1,000. Just past, I think, like 720 or 15 or something like that.
Nice.
So help me out. But yeah, it's not that I'm looking to get monetized. Oh, look at you. I'm looking to get
Everybody's
monetized.
got their fancy pedestals.
Reaching out to everybody who likes thrash metal, homebrew, barbecue, the horse rescue stuff.
Community, man. Yeah,
stuff.
the community. Oh,
Yeah, great community. But yeah, I'm not putting malt liquor down at all. I don't mind these every once in a while. It's just that I can't drink these all the time. There's
Yeah.
no way.
I told you last time I drank that shit, I drank a boot of it, and then never again.
You
It's
end up looking
in
like
a
this
category
girl.
with Natty Ice. I don't do it anymore.
You end up looking like this chick. Don't
I
do
make
it.
enough high gravity stuff of my own.
Oh wow.
I mean, I home brew some high gravity stuff. It's just that mine has a bit better taste than these. You know?
Yeah,
lot
I
fresher,
don't
too.
have a lot to say about the 211, man. It's not the greatest product.
Yep. Now, for John and Ellie and King Cobra, to be completely honest, I've never had one.
Oh, I've had King Cobra. Coke 45 too.
But yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't get the
Well, you know,
standard
it might be
45.
Ryan,
I could only get this. It was this or
Mickey's
OE.
like
So.
go ahead, John.
I was just going to say to your point, talking about the malt liquors not being able to drink them all the time. That's understandable, especially for the high gravity stuff. You know, your 8.1s, your 8.5s. But you know, Mickey's is 5.6, King Cobra is 6%. So there are some malt liquors that, if you're looking to drink a few, you could have more than one and not worry about getting schmammered. But I find that the standard malt liquors hold up better to increases in temperature, and they're just smoother. The 8% up malt liquors do have a kind of a grain alcohol taste, and they can be unpleasant, especially if you're drinking them at less than pretty much freezing. But obviously it all comes down to personal preference. What do you like? If you're not really into super malt forward beers, then drink something else, because malt liquor.
Here's a difference. This you saw me. I bought like 6 of Mickey's grenades. I mean, I love Mickey's. Mickey's is great. I hadn't had them in a long time, but this is like in a league of its own. This is with
it
her.
tastes totally different.
This is with the real high gravity ones. But the Mickey's and stuff, I love that stuff. It's just when you start getting way up here, you're jumping out of planes. You're that high. I mean, it's crazy.
I think the very first Reserve.
The Still Reserve.
Yeah.
The Still Reserve 8.1 is really in a league of its own, because I've had other high gravity malt liquors, the Colt 45, although that one's a little harsh as well. But the Schlitz Gold Bull, that's a very smooth malt liquor. The Schlitz Gray Bull, which nobody can get, the IML, the ice malt liquor, I think it's 8.2 or 8.3. That one is really smooth and doesn't drink like a high gravity beer. But the Still Reserve 8.1, that is probably the harshest malt liquor that I've ever had. So I understand why it has such a notorious or infamous reputation, because it's just it's a little much for most people.
Yeah,
please,
even myself included.
It's a quick buzz. When you had a real shitty day, and you want to spend a little amount of money and catch a buzz when you get home to forget about the work day. Perfect.
Give me a trillion, Maggie.
Bang for the
Brian, we need to shut up now and let Peter Man give his rating.
Oh no, I used to have this when I was homeless, man. No, I was homeless for a little while in like the mountains in North Carolina. Just like couching it. I was a hippie. I couched it on everyone's couch, and I always used to drink this with the homeless people. Like I'm serious. Like Oldie was like the thing. I didn't realize 5'6". So, and then you get these high gravity ones like I had and BuMpY, and I mean this is crazy. I didn't mention the body was a medium for sure. The mouthfeel was a crispy, fresh, thirst quenching mouthfeel, like that of any adjunct lager. This that just very nice lawnmower quality to them. Of a glitch in the back of the throat from the finish. It made me just want to like go.
Yeah, right.
Like I just can't do it. Like it was too much. Have to be drinking cold, in my opinion. I did get a slight apple. Since BuMpY said it, it made me think about it. I did get a little apple as it warmed, though. As it warmed up, I got different flavors, different things going on. It was real interesting as it warmed up, as any beer is, Everything warms up. It starts to get these different interests. You start to get the booziness, which it did. It warmed up a lot more and it got more boozy. Dry was nice. It reminded me of holding a beer at a Dodger game with my foot long in the other hand. Definitely a ballpark beverage in the feel and the flavor. But the ABV
with your pants down.
no,
$5
but the ABV was too high, of course. You know,
I'm joking.
Well, no, you want like a Bud Light or some Coors something rather, you know, whatever the hell you want something lighter, special at a ballpark, or a hockey game or whatever, you know what I mean? Sports. I love hockey. I smell throw up at a college party from too much of this. Laugh out loud. Like the taste also presents a vomit flavor, acids or something.
I
don't know exactly, but
I don't think I've had a hurricane.
When I downed it, BuMpY downed his, so I was downing mine with him because I was so, you know, I have to get in gear here, you know, I have to be with y'all, and I got a gagging kind of reflex coming out, like no, too much. It was like this weird gaggy kind of warmy alcohol-y like weirdness that I couldn't handle. But the lighter ones, the oldies, the Mickeys, those are 5-6, somewhere around there. They're actually very good, you know, not very good to me. I guess I would say good. They're good enough. There's something that I could have handled back in the day, and that's always what I did, you know, is I'd go on the hillside with all us high school kids and go up and we scored right on. We'd have the fucking Mickeys, dude, and fucking taking them down, the fucking oldie, dude. Oh yeah, dude, that was cool. So I scored this at an 80. I agree with Thresh as well on this. I think it's on the range of an 80, a B, a straight B.
Yeah,
B beer. So
B beer.
Someone gives me one, I'll drink it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheers.
I'm not going to turn it away.
Thanks, BuMpY. I appreciate it. It's been great.
Next beer boxes are going to be
my
malt liquor
channel,
share.
shit.
Oh yes,
Beer and
Right.
cheese tomorrow. Sorry, fuck. I'm sorry. Wait, what did you say, Miss Linus?
So there you go. Next time you guys beer boxes are going out,
go
get you a slip in a malt liquor from whatever you can get, which you know other people can.
Yeah.
I wonder what cheese would go good with these.
Go ahead. William was trying to say something here.
Go ahead, William.
I'd like to make a note about the Still Reserve. The creators of St. Ives, they sold off that brand, and then they created Still Reserve after St. Ives. St. Ives was coming under much controversy from civil rights activists, community activists, because of the targeting of the black community. This was during the rap era, where malt liquor was like an accoutrement. It was like the gold chains, the baggy pants,
80s, 90s,
the style
verbiage of rap music.
I guarantee those guys don't drink that shit.
Yeah, but it was. But they sold off the St. Ives brand, and they created the Still Reserve and renamed it High Gravity Lager. They got rid of the malt liquor moniker to try to target the attention away from malt liquor. So that's where the history of the Still Reserve got started.
On what you're saying, that's what my wife said. She's like, you can't go find any St. Ives or anything like that. I'm like, no, they don't got that. I've literally went to like 6 or 7 stores, and like the Colt 45 was like the most off of the cuff kind of shit. I'm like, man, I used to be able to get like Schlitz, and I used to be able to get all this other stuff, and it's just like slowly fading away. Yeah. It's sad.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But these beers are really two different animals. You got your 5.5 to 6% ABVs, the Mickeys, the Country Club. To me, that's a sweet spot where they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's more of a poker game when you get up into the 8% range, 8 and 8.5. You know, it's a spin of the wheel. I mean, I've had some that were pretty good and some that were not. They brought out the worst of malt liquor. It's like the fangs. You know, they showed their fangs and they wanted to bite. So it's it's each. So there is some variation between the styles in these. You know, if you drink enough of them, you'll begin to sort out the acceptable from the unacceptable.
You know, I bought them to do my thing with them, but you know. It's another one of those. It's a genre of beer that you have to study. I mean, it sounds like I need to study more on it, and like you brought the roots of it up. You know, June, could give the Beaver some of that and probably knock his ass out like we used to do with
Yeah, or maybe the other way around. She'll give it to him and he'll knock her ass out.
Then I'll get to my review. You know what a great example is? You say I love music and you're a jazz fan. Then this Steel Reserve 211 is like listening to Cannibal Corpse for a jazz fan. It's like, oh my God, I'm just getting into high octane. Wow, maybe there's something I can appreciate about what it's trying to do. And that's where I'm kind of with Steel Reserve. I have a bad history with that one. That was the first one that got me trashed as a college student. But so my assessment to the beer is so I'll do two things. I'll assess this beer and then tell you my malt liquor preferences on that one, because I don't have a ill will towards malt liquor, not at all. But the 8.1 here, Steel Reserve, it's got way too much of that banana, and then I also get a little bit of like a buttery taste. I said the first time I ever drank it, it was like bromated butter. I'm like, oh wow,
buttery.
But it's got that kind of sweetness to it where it is palatable. I'm not getting the gag reflex unless I'm going to try to chug the thing, unless I try to keep it cold or warm. That's why it's in the little cooler sleeve. But Beer Advocate gave it a 57. I guess I'm going to give it a 65. It's a pretty horrendous beer, if you ask me. In the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't have anything flavor. It's not really a beer you sit and contemplate flavor. No. Not one bit at all. So I remember.
Look at the stars. We're the stars.
Yeah. I'm just at below 6%. That has nothing to do with beers in general.
You're right.
There are a lot of different beers.
See, I wish you guys would have had both. You could have had the 6% and the high gravity.
I've had the lower one. I still felt that I think it's the brand.
Yeah,
I don't really.
The adjuncts were kind of the same in it.
So other breweries seem to know how to kind of get rid of that really high amount of sweetness to their beers, but that's sort of part of the grand allure of these styles of beers, I know. But so for me, I did really do like that Old English. The first time 2 years ago I ever got a hold of Mickey's when I was out in Northern California, that beer was awesome. Dynamite. That's in the 90s style all day long. And then my favorite one was that Heffenreffer Private Stock. They don't make it anymore. And literally it was like drinking a 40 ounce of Heineken. It was pretty tasty in my book. So I guess the lower ABVs, they just don't seem to be able to mask the huge cloying amount of sweetness in these beers. Keeping it colder helps that, but not much to me. But yeah, I'd rather recommend people just drink Bud Light. But then again, actually, you know what you should do is drink Molten Triple X. That thing's really good for a malt liquor.
We screwed the pooch on this. We should have did high gravity and then malt liquor by
BuMpy, go ahead and take me out. BuMpy, take me out. I got to do a BuMpy break anyway.
Boom. A D, 65.
Eric, is 65 a D minus or an F?
I think that's a D minus. I passed high school classes with the D minus. Yes,
D minus.
D minus.
Straight D, really. 65, middle of the road D.
Straight D. Go with that guy.
D. Okay.
All right. Well, we got John and Nelly.
I should have.
So give out what you think of your malt liquor, your score. If you have anything else to talk about. Plus shout out your channel, stuff like that. Then we're gonna go over to William, and then myself.
So
we're trying to end this.
Yeah, so King Cobra, like I was saying before, nicely balanced for a malt liquor. It does have a lot of malt character, but it does have a little bit of a hoppy bite. Not cloyingly sweet at 6%. Like I said, if you're not into the higher gravity stuff, Mickey's, King Cobra, Old English 800, and Colt 45 will be great malt liquors to go for because they're standard ABV. They've got a ton of malt flavor without all of that booziness and that grain alcohol flavor that you sometimes get with the higher end or the higher ABV stuff. It's won awards, like I said, as well. So obviously, can't be that bad, right? World Beer Cup and Great American Beer Festival. I'm going 94 out of 100. I do think it's a pretty solid A. If I drank nothing but malt liquors, probably give it a 98 out of 100. Kind of branched off a little. Like a couple years ago, I would have given this a 98 out of 100 because it's a classic. It's a wonderful beer. But to be fair, with all the different stuff that I've had over the last few years, it's still a solid A. It's a 94 out of 100. as far as my channel is concerned, you guys all know I do beer reviews. Stout Sunday every Sunday at 10:30 Eastern on my channel. Anybody's welcome to join. We just kind of do like you're doing here, Bumpy. We all hang out, we have a good time, review some beer, and that's what it's all about. So, and last thing, glad to see William Kepley on the show. Glad you're doing well, and I'm super jealous right now because if I could have gotten King Cobra, I would have bought that instead of the King Cobra.
You mean
Or
the
the Country Club. I would have bought that over the King.
Oh, country. Yes.
If you guys could do me a
If I could have
favor
bought
and
the
like,
Country Club, I would.
can anybody put his link in the chat? Williams.
I could.
I can't. I don't know. One of those Blue Wrench guys.
I could try.
I can do it.
Oh, you can do it.
Yeah, just give me a sec.
Yeah, I mean, I could go to his channel, put the link, do all that stuff. But it's a lot of searching. So, well, and Nellie's doing that. John, I do appreciate you showing up for this because, you know, if you didn't show up for the malt liquor being a...
We're gonna run a 2-hour
King
multi
Cobra.
Monday for
Yeah.
malt liquor.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a big one. I mean, there's a whole like other side to the YouTube beer community with the malt liquor, so I knew that there was probably going to be some folks that were interested to see the people
Thank you,
that
Dio.
don't normally drink it.
Oh
you
no,
know,
that's John and
drinking
Melly.
it. So I'm sure that they were having a good laugh at it. Yeah, it does have history, like William Kepley said. I try to promote that at the beginning with the history and try to get away from the rap genre stuff because I was researching. Because at first I thought personally, and I had a little scuttlebutt with John and Nelly on a live, and I was totally wrong. And I said that I would straight up come out and say if I was wrong, I would admit it, and I was. I thought that it was I thought malt liquor was just a southern term for anything that was over like 5% alcohol for beer.
Thank you, John.
I thought it was a southern thing. He's like, no, it was all throughout the United States and everything.
I got 404 error on that.
He was absolutely right. And
that's what Gary Owens thinks.
William Kepley, it's your turn to talk about your brew and shout out anything you got going on.
Country Club.
For this, like I say, to me, the 5.5 to 6% ones are a sweet spot. They avoid me the pitfalls of the higher gravity ones.
I got.
And also, there are many times when I would prefer an adjunct lager over this, a Hams or a Schlitz or something. But to me, this is an outlier. It's just another one you don't have on occasion. But when I do have one, I respect it. I actually enjoy it. And myself being a little bit older, I remember when these dominated the market, when there were ads for the Blue Bull busting through the windows in their commercials. The Country Club ads in Playboy magazine, one for that targeted audience. So I respect it. And when I drink this, it's a little bit of history. It actually means something to me because of my age. I remember when these were very popular. If you go and Google just Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull, their ads in the 70s, 80s, their roster of endorsers was like a who's who of the R&B and soul music. The OJs, the Spinners, all these the Commodores when they still had Lionel Richie.
Oh yeah,
they all did Schlitz Malt Liquor Bull commercials.
Wow.
People don't realize how important these were at one time. You know, so that it's and it's sort of sad that at some point they became like a punchline.
Yep.
People roll their eyes, and that's fine too. But they do have some legitimacy too. So I had to jump on here when I saw the Whiskey Scout and give that ridiculous caricature of these as a style. So and Michael Komaroff, when you say not to be a malt liquor snob, that pretty much says in so many words you're a snob. It's just a way of politely saying it.
I'll admit
there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But that's like saying, when did you quit beating your wife? It's a loaded answer.
Whoa.
Loaded.
I got it.
For this,
after
95.
Jesse gives us 95 for yours. Okay.
Solid A.
Yeah.
And you weren't on here when I was on. This is a 5.86 ABV. It rounded up to 5.9. So
Okay, I
for your
got it.
stat book, I know you like to keep that.
I got it. Let Jesse
Okay.
go. I have something further to say when we're done.
Okay.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, William, once again. I do need a history guy. So if you want to start joining every single Multi Monday and talking about the history, because I had Anthony doing it for a while, but he kind of went, underground or something. But yeah, for the hurricane, I'm not a malt liquor guy. Like I said, I had really bad younger experiences with like the Steel Reserve 211, which kind of I just strayed away from it. Got into the craft, started drinking craft. Actually, right now I'm drinking Virtual Hang, which we're all doing right now. A Virtual Hang.
Uncle Gary.
There's Uncle Gary. Uncle Gary, the creepy Uncle Gary, is always around. And but no, the hurricane actually it just had a smoother flavor. Like I said, the alcohol in it was pretty tame for 8.1% and not really having a bunch of hops or I mean, I don't know what the percentage of corn or rice adjuncts that they use to boost up the ABV in it, but at 8.1%, it wasn't really that boozy compared to some of the craft beers that I've had, where it's like, wow, you can taste the alcohol and it really shows. So it wasn't too much off of drinking like an adjunct lager for me. There's plenty of decent flavors coming out of it. Like I was picking up the apple, a little bit of like a white bread note. So not too bad in that aspect of it. I'm gonna score my Hurricane at an 89 out of 100, which would land it in a good range. Good.
Your review pretty much mirrors what I did a review of the Hurricane High Gravity. And
yeah.
I would echo much of what you said. It was I was surprised. But actually, Hurricane is one of the few that has been given a good rating on Beer Advocate.
Damn, lazy.
I'm gonna go get one. I'm gonna try one because
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
really
a big
it's
fan
not
of the
bad at all.
211. I
Actually,
absolutely do not like the 211.
Yeah.
Not to say that I haven't drank it and had a fun time drinking it, or I
And
thought I was
Hurricane-
having a fun time.
I
but-
steered clear of 211, but much the same thing as I steered clear of Dr. Pepper for the longest time, because when I was a kid, I had Dr. Pepper and rum, and when you get alcohol poisoning as a kid, and you're drinking Dr. Pepper mixed with
Did it
rum,
twice. It's not fun,
good.
regardless. Grown
It's
up,
like the
adult,
most
it's not
common
fun,
flavor.
period.
It's like I couldn't even smell Dr. Pepper without wanting to vomit.
I got to admit, the lacing's pretty good on Steel Reserve 211, though. I mean, damn. There you go.
I mean, I'm gonna run through some of my stuff with what's gonna be going on. Michael, you said you wanted to say something.
Okay, Jesse, finish up first, then I'll say
All right,
something.
I'm gonna finish up. So don't go anywhere, anybody, because I'm gonna finish up, and it's gonna sound like I'm ending it, but I'm not. So I want to appreciate everybody for being here for Multi Monday. It was a Malt Liquor Monday.
Fools.
And yeah, we didn't do the whole like new thing with the label out, chug out of the 40-ounce bottle, and try to do it under 10 minutes or something like that.
No, you get two of them. You tape them to
I
your
don't
hand.
know.
Edward 40 hand.
Oh, Edward 40 hands. Yeah, you can't take them off your hands until you finish them. I read all that. I was actually legitimately looking up history of malt liquor this week. So I watched some videos. I read some stuff. It was interesting, and I never knew that it was actually focused on the middle class and upper class white folks back in the day as a champagne type alternative, especially after World War II. So the Multi Mondays, always at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Monday is the start. We have the panel. Create the panel with my little we're going to link everybody in with the StreamYard thing through my Hangouts. If you're not part of the Hangout group, it will be I will leave the link eventually in the chat. Sometimes, depending on how crazy it is, I won't leave it until later on like I did tonight, because it was a pretty damn crazy night. I kind of expected that with malt liquor.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you all for showing up. I want to thank all of my panel for being here. It is an alternating panel. It's doesn't always have to be the same people. If the same people show up, that's awesome, because it's always great to see the same faces. We kind of get the way that everything runs going, and I don't have to explain everything all the time. So that's always cool, but it's also nice to see new faces. So if there's anybody else that wants to join up, as long as you bring the style of brew that we're doing, you behave like a rational human being, and you can join up on the panel. If not, you can always drink whatever we're bringing in the chat, join along, listen to whatever history or notes that we bring up, and as we talk about it in the panel, just enjoy the drink, along with us. You can leave your comments on said brew in the chat, or just bring whatever you want to, because you're in the chat. So there's no stipulations. Drink water if you'd like. But we also create a poll. There will be a poll. I hope some people can join me on creating that. I don't know if we can go on to a larger pedestal like Bearman's channel. I think he can.
Maybe we might be able to do that. Yeah, maybe.
I think that might be a good
Try
idea.
to create a poll for next Monday, which will be 4 separate beer styles. There will be links for the poll in the Malty-isms hangout groups, like I said. I will also leave the link to that in the description of this video when it's up and airing. It will just go into the description. The description is pretty fancy too, because I did mention the panel is going to dive into the depths of the malt liquor thing and sip it like champagne. So, right on.
Nice.
So, appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you to the chat. Thank you for all the viewers, everybody that was watching along. We're going to now drop this down to Michael Kormroff with some final words.
Okay. I have not always been into craft beer. I started out like everybody else in macros and other malt liquors and other things. So I'm in kind of a weird position. I'm 69 years old now. I've been drinking craft beers probably for 15 years. I'm trying to pick an actual time. It was in my 50s though, when I decided not to drink macros anymore, not because I didn't like them, just because I like craft beers more. So in my earlier stages when I was in college, I drank malt liquor, I drank the macros, and I was going to mention, I don't know, William may remember this, he may not have, may have never seen this. Schlitz Brewing used to have one called Big Cat malt liquor, which is what I drank when I was in Minneapolis, where I went to college. And it was an interesting malt liquor because I think it was close to 8%. I don't think it was a high gravity. I think it was a straight malt liquor brewed by Schlitz. I don't think it's brewed anymore. I don't think anybody's picked it up. It had a cat on the side of the label, and we used to drink it when we really wanted to get messed up. And, otherwise you were drinking Miller High Life and Pabst and all the other beers. I've never been a big Anheuser-Busch person, ever in my life. I'm not saying I've never had it. People at parties would have Anheuser-Busch, and I would ask if they had something else. And if they didn't, and that was the only thing I could drink, I would drink it. But I always liked Miller and Pabst and Coors and some of the other things better. And it doesn't mean that Anheuser-Busch is bad. It just means that they're kind of like the boogeyman to me, which doesn't mean that they're bad. It doesn't.
Right.
It's just one that I really never had. But as I look back and, my historical perspective on it, malt liquor was always an interesting thing because it was different in that it was higher alcohol and it did get you messed up faster. So at the time when you wanted to get messed up, it was a good vehicle for that. But it doesn't mean it wasn't high quality. I mean, it was okay I'm sure it was as brewed equally well to the macros. And as you guys have been describing, they amped it up by using more of the ingredients to make it higher alcohol, usually cheaply adjuncts and corn, and they amped it up to get a certain alcohol level. But like I said before, I like the DKML, and unfortunately it's not brewed by Founders anymore. I may never see it again. I'm happy I got a chance to try it. And if you guys ever do see it, if they ever make it again, I think you should buy one because it was really that good. It was not cheap. It was $3.88 for this 12-ounce bottle. Not as reasonably priced as your malt liquors, but it was malt liquor aged in bourbon barrels. So I guess they have to pass along the cost. Just the way it goes.
Too much malt liquor, miscellaneous. Whoa.
Your bargain. But BuMpy, this has been a tremendous one of your Malty Mondays. I have to say, it's been very interesting.
Participation from the crowd was great. Yes,
it was. And it had to be on the hottest day of the year in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
As I'm clicking through the chats, trying to bring them up in a timely manner, I did have to take a. It's not going to be a BuMpy leak. No, I had to take a 7th inning stretch, like Bearman has to take. and I was kind of worried about coming back because I was going to be so far behind in the chat.
No,
but I did it. So. Yeah, no, this was. I knew it was going to be a big night, and I appreciate. I mean, these when we create these polls and stuff. This isn't just me, saying, "Hey, we're going to do this beer style." This is legitimately, whoever wants to help create the polls. Yeah, we put it in. We all say, "Okay, what are going to be the 4 beers?" It goes out there, and then it takes. Not only us on the panel, not only who wants to join up and say, "Hey, I want to drink this style beer. This is the beer I want to do." It takes the viewers. You guys can join up and try to decide what the next Malty Monday is going to be. So whatever you basically want to see. I mean, we're doing it style by style here. So yeah, some of your favorite styles might not be around, but hey, maybe you can find something to throw in there. That might interest you. That was kind of the whole purpose of doing the Malty Monday anyways, was I have to say, because the Monday was open. There wasn't much going on Mondays. Hey, free spot. Let's do something. I wanted to bring people's interest in my own interest, because there's styles out there I've never tried or looked into different styles and everything. So I think that we're definitely doing that. With the Malty Monday, we're never going to revisit the other styles. Once we actually do go through all of the styles that there are, Malty Monday will end. Unfortunately,
there's a season finale
back over again,
but it will end. We'll come up with something else. But we got a ways to go, anyways. There's plenty of styles out there still left to be touched. So, but yeah, thank you all for coming on. William Kepley, thank you so much for bringing some extra history to this.
Really
appreciate you so much. John and Nelly, love you, man. Appreciate you being here, especially with the King Cobra and miscellaneous. Great dude.
Cheers, guys.
Eric, way over there. Thank you so much. You've been showing up all the time as well. Appreciate that. We got shit, man.
We got basement dwellers.
I'm gonna go piss. I've said my piece, everybody. I'm gonna keep this up live because I'm gonna bring up Drunken One and see what the hell he has to say.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go take a BuMpy leak. So you guys just stay tuned.
Hold on, people. He's coming. That's what
all right. I knew y'all was gonna be packed up in here, so I didn't bother, but I come prepared.
Oh my god.
Y'all did both of these summits, didn't you? Holy crap. I'm not going to give a review. I haven't even opened them. I will drink these tonight. But no, I've been chilling along with y'all and just listening and learning, man. I didn't know so much about malt liquor. It changes your wicked ways. I guess I could crack it. Right?
If I drink this, your shirt might actually turn green.
I know, right?
He's a lizard man.
Malt like a video. Anyway.
As Jay Terry would say, MOLT, malt liquor.
Malt liquor. All right, here goes. Gotta follow the blueprints, boys. Gotta have the thumb, gotta have the beer.
Oh my god, you are hilarious.
Delicious. Gotta keep the frame. Don't want to wander out. I'm just kidding. Hopefully, he hurries back from his.
You know they make 40-ounce beer koozies now. I hear.
They got to, yeah. This is a good one right here. This is the old King Cobra. Obviously, you've heard the reviews on it earlier. Steel Reserve isn't near as good as this one, but I didn't know which one y'all were going to do.
Your Steel Reserve came in a plastic bottle.
Oh, yeah, it's plastic. I know.
That's
right?
why I didn't go with the OE.
Right, that's the one in front of you, right? Cheers.
Cheers.
Wait a minute.
I'm a good man.
Apparently, in Louisiana, you can still get the glass bottles. I'm going to have to round Ontario up.
18 ounces.
I was thinking of picking up one more. It was the Mickey's in the glass, just like this one.
That's a good beer right there. I like Mickey's a lot.
That's a good beer. Yeah, it sure is. Anyway, I just figured I'd pop on and just say, hey, I knew you're all going to be really busy. We're already like an hour and 2 hours into this thing.
Yeah, 2-hour Monday Malt Liquor, boys. What?
I was
getting that watch time.
I was one of the cohorts to who wanted malt liquor. I didn't think he'd go for it because it's not in the guideline.
I brought it up 2 weeks in a row.
It's certainly a polarizing enough style that brings in the people.
Brings in the masses.
Crowd. Yeah.
All right, you can kick me back out, and I see y'all guys. I'm sure I'll see you in the after chat. Cheers to the chat.
We're gonna try to go to somebody's chat.
I think we're gonna do might sneak over to Beer Man's.
Yes. Nice. So let's. I'm gonna look at the basement right now. I'm gonna end this.
Thanks, people.
Right now. So everybody, just stay in the basement. That's there. Let's figure this out. But cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for joining tonight. It's been a long one, but hey, that's okay because as long as we are having fun, drinking beer, learning history on beer, and just enjoying ourselves, that's what it's all about. So just don't look at John and Nelly right now. He looks depressed.
Everybody stay cool.
Netflix.